Let's queer up trans rights. Two of America's largest trans organizations will merge. In a significant move, two prominent transgender rights organizations, the National Center for Transgender Equality and the Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, are merging to form advocates for trans equality. So they're going to become advocates for trans equality. Despite securing significant wins for trans rights, the National Center for Transgender Equality faced heightened conservative backlash. It also confronted internal challenges in 2019, with staff resignations over union and racial issues. When Executive Director Rodrigo Heng-Lehtinen took over, he addressed concerns, revamped policies, and enhanced transparency within the organization. With the merger, Heng-Lehtinen, and I know I'm butchering his name, but anyway, Lehtinen, sorry, aims to conquer conservative efforts against trans rights, especially amid a surge of over 500 bills targeting LGBTQ plus people last year. Focused on federal policy, reform, and legal advocacy, respectively, both organizations will unite by summer. The merger is not driven by financial motives, aims to strengthen the movement, with both organizations experiencing growth and maintaining all staff positions. Andrea Hong Marra, set to assume the role of CEO at Advocates for Trans Equality, emphasized the substantial growth of of the organization during her tenure as executive director since 2018. The organization expanded from a staff of 4 to 27, and its budget increased from approximately $830,000 to $4.5 million. Despite these achievements and securing significant legal victories for the transgender community, Marra expressed a lingering concern that troubles her. Quote, "It's not enough," end quote. She emphasized the merger as a values-driven effort to empower trans activists and drive progress towards equality. The unions of both organizations expressed excitement about the merger and state the need for commitment from both organizations to work collaboratively in sharing the new organization. Well, God, I think there's power in unity. And so them uniting, I believe, can only make it better and make it a stronger organization, because both organizations on its own have done some phenomenal things for our community. So coming together, I mean, that's my prayer and hope that they'll just get stronger and be able to even do more for us.
You obviously work more with trans organizations locally and nationally and internationally, probably than the rest of us.
Well, wait, let me just clarify something. I'm not trans, John.
Oh, no, I know.
How dare you?
I know. Girl, I know.
Yes, I have. Yes. And I've been in the fight for many years. I mean, I've been an activist for 25 years.
So have you seen anything, could you differentiate what the two do? Does one sort of focus on some of these aspects and another on these aspects? So,
or are they think just the National Center for Transgender Equality has been more involved in politics.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're in Washington, and I remember going to a conference of theirs back in the 90s, and their focus was really politically driven. And so, I would say that they stand out in that regard, as opposed to the other organizations.
Which is more of a legal defense fund.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So they'll be really combining resources, but not overlapping.
I think they will, because they come from two different, I guess, genres, because one is has been focused on politics, whereas the other one is legal defense. So coming together, and who knows, I mean, maybe they will overlap in some areas, but I really think it's a good thing. I really do. I think that the two of them coming together, and obviously, I mean, look at the strides that were made, to go from 800,000 to 4.5.
Yeah.
That was huge. So I don't think they necessarily had to merge.
Okay.
I think there's a strategic thing happening with the merge, you know?
I think if you look at a lot of the, especially on the conservative side, the organizations that bring these court cases that are like made up, you know, the cake one was an example, is that this is a good marriage because they have the legal defense fund to then enact policy on the other side. So this is to me, it's a very strategic alliance because again, you have one side over here fighting things in court, but you want to get policies changed, which is what you have to do in government. So I think it's a good marriage where they can actually even bring cases that will then, end up changing policy.
Yeah.